Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 5 of playing Voltaic tasks every day until I'm the greatest aimer of all time. Today, I returned to the Voltaic benchmark to see how much the weakness specific playlists I've been playing have affected my aim. There were a couple tasks I improved my score on, but overall, I was pretty underwhelmed with how I was performing. I was really tense and shaky during today's session, and it was really bothering me to see such little improvement. In today's video, I want to talk about mentality. On days like today, it's hard for me not to get in my own head and let it affect my emotions. I used to get really annoyed with myself on bad days and spam aim drills until I did it without missing. This would sometimes take hours. Although the practice did help me improve, letting how you play affect your mental health is not good for you or your gameplay. I used to IGL for a Valorant team where I was the most experienced player on the team. So a lot of the time, my teammates were looking at me to be the one to play the best or be the most knowledgeable. That being said, whenever I would play bad, I would really beat myself up over it and feel really bad. This would only make me play a lot worse and make my team's communication almost non existent because the vibes were just that bad. These days, it's important to remember that improvement is not always linear. Consistently improving day after day for a long period of time is simply not realistic. So remember to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. You may not be doing as well as you were yesterday, but what about a week ago or a month ago? Chances are your worst days right now are better than your best days when you first started. Bad days are unavoidable. In my opinion, it's the biggest challenge to overcome simply due to the fact that it changes how you perceive your own ability. I have a friend who's an insanely talented swimmer, D1, nationally ranked, everything an athlete aspires to be. When talking to him about improvement, he said something that makes a lot of sense, but I never really acknowledged on my own. Bad days are all mental. They essentially don't exist. If you could do something yesterday, the only reason you wouldn't be able to do that same thing today is because you're holding yourself back in your head. Believe in yourself, even on the days it's hard to, especially on the days it's hard to, because those are the days when you need it most. Nobody invests in something with no perceived value, so value yourself. That time and effort you put into your craft doesn't disappear in a couple hours. So, on those days when you start to feel like you're letting yourself down, adopt a new perspective and you just might surprise yourself. In my first game on Valorant, after the aim training session that made me want to quit this whole thing, I went 30 and 12 in a diamond lobby and hit some shots I was proud of. Not to say this feat is crazy impressive or even close to the goal I've set for myself. Today went from something that felt like a horrible aim day to an aim day I could have never dreamed of as a silver. I know some of this seems pretty dramatic considering I'm talking about video games, but this is more about passion and drive explained through the lens I'm most familiar and passionate about. People always try to make it seem like taking video games seriously is a waste of time or makes you a loser. Remember that people with no passion will always be the ones to try and make you feel bad for caring about something so deeply. No matter what it is, don't let anyone make your passion feel insignificant, because passion is what drives us past any amount of fatigue or burden. It's the flame that takes the monotonous necessities of life and turns them into something you can be proud of. That's all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you tomorrow.